All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Mark Nelson and Jerry Bergeron on the front row tonight. Kenny Passmore, Derek Schilling on the second row. Danny Passmore, Jim Wardlow on the third row. Gil Guac, Gerald Thanos Poole on the fourth row. Mike Zakor and Kevin Bruner rounding out the top 10. Kevin Hayes starts in 11th. James Lacey in 12th. Warren Moore starting in 13th. Andrew Forrester in 14th. Jeff Oakes 15th. Ryan Seneker in 16th. Daryl Whitford starting in 17th. Tim St. Jean in 18th. John Saunders in 19th. And Mike Burgess starting in 20th. Steve Zakor and Thomas Byram starting 21st and 22nd, rounding out the 22 car field here at Homestead, Miami Speedway. All the drivers roll out onto track. Homestead is a track that is known for long green flag runs, very few cautions. Pit and tire strategy is a big factor here, but having the fastest car makes it very, very easy. The question is, who is the fastest here tonight? Pace car drops in. Barney the flagman upstairs ready to go. Green flag in the air there, down and away. The season finale from Homestead is underway. The Mark Nelson quickly clears traffic side by side all the way back. Oh, we've got a car way loose off track. Manages to get it gathered up. Looks like that was Gil Guac. Loose out of turn 2. And caution is out. Caution is out for the first time here tonight on lap 2. Looks like Gil Guac is involved. James Lacey, Andrew Forrester, and Jeff Oakes. Let's see what happened. Oakes up on the high side. Here comes. Oh, Guac just pushes up a little bit. Goes for a spin. James Lacey tried to avoid it. Nowhere to go. From inside Andrew Forrester's car, Andrew was fortunate enough to get it stopped. Did not have any contact, but wow. James Lacey, unfortunately, was up there by the wall, and man, once it popped off, Lacey had nowhere to go. Gets it in the front and in the side. Ryan McDaniel, I don't know about that one, buddy. Gil Guac also caught a piece of it. It looked like Gil just barely tapped and saved it, but... Oh! He had another issue. Smoke billowing off the tires. He gets the car almost gathered up, and it snaps loose on him again down to the inside wall. He ended up towing it to pit road. Everybody else stacked back up. Jeff Oaks is still on pit road. Gil Guac is out of the race. And you know what? What would a season finale be without a whole lot of noise? Once that pace car drops in, they will drop the green. The drivers will shoot up. We're going to stop talking. You guys crank up your speakers. It's going to get loud. Crank it up at home, folks. Green is in the air. That is fun, even for us up in the booth. Mark Nelson back out front, just set the fastest lap so far tonight. Jerry Bergeron sitting in second. Derek Schilling right on his bumper in third. Bergeron, one of the two drivers battling for that championship. Kevin Hayes, also battling for that title, is way back in 20th and looks like he might be having an issue with blinking. Danny Passmore just ran a fast lap as he tries to reel the top three in, currently sitting in fourth. Gerald Poole came in tonight third in points, has had a quiet but consistent season all season long, now up into sixth after starting in eighth. Thanos on the attack. Jim Wardlow not far behind. Kevin Bruner also up a couple of spots into 8th. Mike Zakar in 9th. Warren Moore up 3 spots into 10th. Ryan Seneker currently up 5 spots into 11th. Mike Burgess really on the move. Burgess started in 20th, is now up into 12th, and continues his march. Tim St. Jean up 5 spots into 13th. Andrew Forrester in 14th. And Darrell Whitford in 15th. Steven Zakar up now 6 spots as he takes 15th. After starting the race on the last row, did look like Zakar had a little bobble coming off turn 4. Danny Passmore, the last 2 laps, has set the fastest lap and then beat that lap time twice as he reels in the top 3. He has caught the bumper of Derek Schilling. Jerry Bertrand sitting on Mark Nelson's back bumper. Mark Nelson has had 2 starts. Before tonight has only had 2 starts in the Home Motorsports League and has won both races at Las Vegas and Darlington. Could he go 3 for 3 here tonight? The one thing you'll notice here tonight about Homestead Miami, there are several different grooves you can take through the turns. As you see, Schilling running up right by the wall, trying to keep the engine revved up. Keep as much momentum as possible. It is definitely a driver's track. They really have to work around here. Mike Zakar back in 9th, trying to close the gap on Bruner in 8th. Already the field starting to spread out a bit. Nobody went to pit road. Oh, we've got Schilling up high, trying to make a run for the lead. Didn't have the momentum on the high side. Looks to the bottom, down the back straightaway, into turn 3. And out of turn 4, he is going to clear Derek Schilling to the lead for the first time tonight. And he just set the fastest lap yet again, beating his previous fastest time. But the Mark Nelson already looking back down to the inside. Danny Passmore, meanwhile, right on Jerry Bertrand's back bumper. Schilling managing to hold off Mark Nelson for the moment. Gerald Poole is now up into 5th and is closing in on Passmore. Kenny Passmore back in 6th. Jim Wardlow and Taz in 7th. Kevin Bruner in 8th. Ryan Seneker back in 9th, battling with Mike Zakar in 10th. Zakar looks underneath into 3. He's got the run. And Mike Burgess continuing his march to the front. He is lurking right behind in 11th of 9 spots already. Derek Schilling finally managing to clear Mark Nelson yet again. Mike Burgess, meanwhile, back on the attack, has caught the back bumper of Mike Zakar and starting to look low as they head off into 1. The drivers were saying 40 to 45 laps on a tank of fuel here tonight. They will have to make 1 pit stop. Those caution laps likely going to extend that a little bit. that will open up multiple different strategies. All the drivers will take 4 tires and fuel on pit road, but some of the drivers could take that tire change early and have that big speed advantage for a while, or they could wait till the last minute, try and stretch that fuel and hope for a caution. Gerald Poole back in 5th. Now has Kenny Passmore on his bumper. Danny Passmore has gotten past Jerry Bergeron, moving himself up into 3rd. And our other championship contender, Kevin Hayes, is back in 16th. No, Ryan, that strategy did not work last night. But in Iowa, it is a wee bit different there. Jeff Oakes is now officially out of the race, leaving 20 cars in the fight. All 20 cars still on the lead lap. Ryan Seneker, another one of the drivers who's been on the move since the drop of the green, is in 8th place, up 8 spots, trying to run down Kevin Bruner in 7th. Bruner about 2 seconds ahead. Bruner is closing in on this battle for 5th between Gerald Poole and Kenny Passmore, but Bruner is about 3 seconds back from it. Meanwhile, it looks like Kenny Passmore is going to get clear. He is going to take 5th from Gerald Poole. Jerry Bergeron back in 4th. All Bergeron has to do to win the championship tonight is finish 6th or better. Derek Schilling still holding the lead over Mark Nelson. Danny Passmore in 3rd is closing in on the top 2. Bergeron in 4th. Passmore and Gerald Poole 5th and 6th, trying to close that gap as well. Kevin Bruner has definitely started closing that gap. He is now 2.5 seconds behind Poole. Steve Zakar has had a problem. Does not look like we will see a caution. Let's see what happened. There's the car coming through 3 and 4. Oh, look like he might have been trying to get to pit road. Sends it through the grass. A caution is out. Our second caution of the night on lap 27. That caution was not for Steve Zakar. Jim Wardlow, holy cow! Looks like Wardlow and Taz got a bit of a push. Tim St. Jean up on the high side. Taz just pushes up, gets right into the side of him Fortunately, both drivers managing to save it. And everybody is coming into pit road now. And this could potentially be, if the race stays green, this may be the only pit stop we see here tonight. Most of these drivers can go from here on fuel. Everybody hitting their pit stalls. Left side's going up. Who's going to win the race off pit road? It was Mark Nelson at the line. Derek Schilling coming out in second. Danny Passmore in third. Jerry Berger in fourth. Kenny Passmore in fifth. This is going to tighten the field up quite a bit. We were just talking about Kevin Bruner being 2.5 seconds back. He was gaining ground. Now he's going to be right there. However, as we saw, some of these drivers were struggling on the cold tires at the start of this race. Does cause the car to get loose, especially out of turn 2. Our championship contenders, Jerry Bergeron sits in 4th. Kevin Hayes is now up into 13th. However, Jerry Bergeron only needs to finish 6th or better to lock up the championship tonight. My understanding is Kevin Hayes was doing a lot of calculations coming into this race to figure out what he needed to do. Steven Zakar is waiting for the wave around here. He had been on pit road when the caution came out. He now gets waved past the pace car back to the lead lap. Zakar was trying to make that pit strategy work, doing a short pit to have the freshest tires and the fastest car. Caution just came out at the wrong time for him. Here we go. Out of 3 and 4. Pace car will drop in. Mark Nelson in control. He is inside the zone. He fires. They are away. Green is in the air. Mark Nelson quickly clears traffic. Danny Passmore shoots underneath. Derek Schilling to take second. Jerry Bergeron coming up to speed, trying to get underneath for third. Mike Burgess now up into 9th after starting in 20th. He charged through the field early on. He may be the driver to watch as this goes on. He now back up with the pack. Definitely has a big opportunity. Derek Schilling on the high side now in a drag race. With Danny Passmore down on the bottom. While they battle side by side, Mark Nelson has a little bit of breathing room to run where he wants. It's also allowing 4th place Jerry Berger and 5th place Gerald Poole to stay within striking distance. Ryan Seneker back on the move as well. Looks underneath Kevin Bruner. Bruner running right up by the wall. There is so much speed to be gained by running up by the wall, but it is such a tricky thing to do here. Darrell Whitford, already up 3 spots into 14th, is in the perfect position for us to ride along for a lap or so as he crosses the start-finish line. And you'll see in front of him all the different lines everybody is running. Out of the throttle on entry, but back hammered down, coming out of turn 2, down the back straightaway, and although they look identical, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 are completely different and have to be driven completely differently. Out of turns 3 and 4, everybody single file ahead of him for the moment, but when they go off into the turns, they are all over the place. Back out of turn 2, back down the back straightaway. Back into turn 3, a little bit of a bobble on entry. And powers it back off turn 4. Steven Zakar has gone to pit road, maybe done for the night. Steven Zakar is out of the race. Derek Schilling has gone back to the lead over Mark Nelson. Danny Passmore sitting in 3rd, Jerry Berger in 4th, Kenny Passmore in 5th. Gerald Thanos Poole lurking in 6th. Kevin Bruner right on his bumper in 7th. Ryan Seneker not far behind in 8th. Mike Burgess in 9th. And look at this. Kevin Hayes back up into 10th. Kevin Hayes trying to get back into this championship fight. But he really needs Jerry Bergeron to have some problems. Jerry has just been too consistent all season long. Derek Schilling still out front. That top 4 still very close together. 5th, 6th, and 7th, nose to tail. Seneker back in 8th is closing in on him. Angie Louise cheering on our leader. And I apologize, Angie, but I have to say both of your names, or else it's really going to confuse me. And my girlfriend's name being Angie, I may end up accidentally saying I love you to the wrong person. Danny Passmore has gotten past Mark Nelson, now into second, sets his sights on the leader. The top three running three distinctly different lines through the turns. Schilling up on that high line, both ends of the track. Passmore has been running kind of a middle line through 1 and 2. Mark Nelson has been bottom line, both ends of the track. And looks like Passmore is running the bottom line through 3 and 4, the middle line in 1 and 2. The advantage running up there on that high line. The engine can stay wound up. You have more momentum coming off the turns. But coming off that middle line, you kind of have the ability to power it back out. Also up on that high line, just not quite as much tire wear. But then again, whoa! Schilling a little loose out of 2. There is some inherent risks up on the high line. You have to be very careful not to get the wall as the tires wear. 25 laps to go at Homestead. Bergeron in 4th. Kevin Hayes now up into 9th. As of right now, Jerry Bergeron will be the champ. Hey, good evening, Deshaun. Also cheering on Derek Schilling. Derek Schilling appears to have the biggest fan club here tonight. Kevin Bruner has made his way up into 6th place. Sets his sights now on Kenny Passmore in 5th. Gerald Poole drifting back into 7th. Gerald Poole and Kevin Bruner came into tonight battling. They were 1 point apart for 3rd in points. Looking for that podium finish here tonight. Ryan Seneker in 8th. Kevin Hayes now in 9th. Trying to close the gap on that lead group. Daryl Whitford has unexpectedly gone to pit road. He is out of the race. Now 4 drivers out of the race tonight. Daryl Whitford, Steven Zakar, Gil Guac, and Jeff Oakes out early. Still 18 cars on track battling. All 18 still on the lead lap. Jerry Bergeron sits right on Mark Nelson's bumper for 3rd place. Meanwhile, Danny Passmore has lost ground to Derek Schilling Schilling now over half a second ahead. Mike Zakar has fought his way back up into 10th. And what about Tim St. Jean, who got caught up in the last caution? Got the car recovered without any damage and has fought his way back up to 11th. He had started in 18th, had fought his way almost into the top 10, sent to the back of the field, fought his way forward once again. Hey, Steven, how's it going? Mike Burgess still up 8 spots, but since that last restart, Burgess has not been as fast as he was in the first half of this race. The track temperature is now down to 97 degrees. This track is heavily affected by temperature changes that you have to be prepared to change your line, change your entire strategy. 4 or 5 degrees here makes a huge difference. And we have definitely seen the change. Wow, looked like Danny Passmore had a problem out of 2. As Mark Nelson has gone back to the lead. Or back to second, excuse me. Mark had the run to the inside into 1 and 2. Jerry Bergeron, the points leader, right behind him. And, oh, yeah, Danny was wicked loose out of turn 2. While that battle was going on, Derek Schilling has pulled out to a 1.1 second lead with 16 laps to go. Ryan Seneker has now moved up to 7th, putting Thanos back into 8th. Kevin Bruner has moved up into 6th and is just behind Kenny Passmore. Very likely at this point that Bruner could take 3rd in points tonight. $15 laps to go, folks. If you missed out on any of this season, you can catch all the races on our YouTube channel, as well as all the highlights from all of them, and a whole lot of other exciting YouTube shorts. Go check it out. Don't forget, if you're on iRacing, go check out the current competition for the drawing on Monday night. $2 donation to our MS fundraiser gets you into that drawing Monday night for either $20 in iRacing credits or a free copy of American Truck Sim. As it looked like Schilling kissed the wall through 3 and 4, Mark Nelson is closing back in. Can the Mark Nelson get it done here tonight and go 3 for 3? Or will Derek Schilling pull off his first win of the season? Derek has 2 poles on the season, but has yet to win. Mark Nelson starting to look now underneath. Mark alongside. Down into turn 1. Jerry Bergeron has made his way now to 3rd. Kenny Passmore to 4th and Kevin Bruner to 5th. Kevin Hayes, the other points championship contender, has made his way to 8th, is closing in on all the cars ahead. Oh, Mark Nelson was all the way to the apron, coming out of 4, 10 laps to go. Kevin Bruner now to 5th. Gerald Poole back to 9th. I do believe that will give Bruner 3rd in points. You'll be able to check out all the point standings at simracerhub.com shortly after the race. Bruner will upload all those stats. You can see all the stats from the season. Mark Nelson is back underneath Derek Schilling for the lead. And Jerry Bergeron has closed back in on the lead battle. Plus James Lacey just ahead is going to come into play. As Mark Nelson has cleared into the lead. And it looks like Lacey's going to pull down to the bottom to let the leaders battle it out. Jerry Bergeron is now caught up. Could he finish his championship season with the win? Tim St. Jean has now made his way up into 9th. What a comeback this has been for him. Gerald Poole's car has completely gone away. He has drifted back into 10th. Mike's the car a little loose out of turn 2. Mike Burgess in 12th, right behind. Derek Schilling up top now as Bergeron looking underneath. And I think I saw a little puff of smoke coming out of 4. It looks like Schilling got the wall. Bergeron now to 2nd. Five laps to go. Mark Nelson has 0.8 of a second lead. Does Bergeron have enough left in the car to finish the season with the win? Schilling still lurking right behind. Kenny Passmore now in 4th. Kevin Bruner in 5th, closing in. He's bringing Ryan Seneker with him. What a run out of Seneker, already up 10 spots into 6th. Kevin Hayes has now moved into 7th. Three laps to go for Mark Nelson. His lead only half a second over Jerry Bergeron. Derek Schilling just 0.8 of a second behind. Meanwhile, about to have a battle for fourth is Kenny Passmore, Kevin Bruner, and Ryan Seneker, all within about 0.6 of a second of each other. Seneker now looks underneath Bruner for fifth. And look at this, Kevin Hayes is back in the picture. Just a lap and a half to go for Mark Nelson. With Jerry Bergeron right on his bumper, closing the gap. Here we go. White flag is in the air. One more time around. Can Mark Nelson go 3 for 3, or will Jerry Bergeron cap off his championship with a win here tonight? Derek Schilling will hold on to third. Kevin Hayes is on the attack. Out of turn 4, Mark Nelson will get it done. He gets his third win of the season at Homestead. Jerry Bergeron comes home second and wins the championship. Derek Schilling coming home in third, a great run out of him. Kenny Passmore in fourth, and a valiant fifth place finish for Kevin Hayes. Let's see if we can talk to our top three, starting with Derek Schilling. Derek, a great run and the biggest fan club here tonight, man. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
You had a lot of folks cheering for you tonight. It looked like there for a bit you were going to start pulling away and pull off the win.
Yeah, I didn't conserve like I needed to, but I mean it was a good finish overall. Wish I would have conserved a bit. It got way too loose at the end, and I was just holding on to it about the last 6-7 laps.
That does tend to happen here quite often with these cars, but man, you did a great job holding on to it, and it came home in third, a big points night to finish the season out as well.
Absolutely. Thanks for doing all the broadcasting, and congrats to our season winner and Jerry, and just nice job all around. I'm loving this series, first season with it, so I'll be back.
Well, definitely looking forward to next season, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jerry Bergeron comes home in second and wins his championship here tonight. Jerry, you almost pulled off the win and the championship, but I guess you'll settle for the title, won't you?
Oh, yes, that's for sure. A good second place, followed very close by Gerald Silva's coming up. I was, again, scared at the end. And, yeah, good second place. I kept it safe tonight.
You definitely did, but it did look like on the long run, man, you had quite a hot rod. You were running Mark down very, very quickly.
Yeah, I tried to manage my tires when they were new, so it helps out at the end, especially when we went green lap all the way after that last change.
Well, it definitely paid off. It was obvious you had a fast car tonight, but more importantly, you had a very consistent season, and you got the championship here to cap it off.
Well, it's a relief off my shoulders when you come in 1 point behind. I had to do it tonight. I wish that Kevin didn't have his problems with the electrical problem and that, because it could have been better. Good finish at the end, all of us.
Well, Kevin definitely put on a heck of a show coming back through the field, but man, congratulations. You are the champ.
Well, now it's confirmed. Thanks a lot.
Great job, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Jerry Bergeron finishes second, wins the championship, but Mark Nelson goes 3-4-3. Mark, 3 starts, 3 wins. That's a great trend to have.
Yeah, none of them were easy, and this one certainly was the hardest. I am worn out.
It did look like Derek and Jerry both were really making you work for this one.
Yeah, they certainly were. I knew that Derek running the high line was probably going to wear his tires out a little bit faster than mine, so I was trying to be patient and use that bottom line, and I wasn't sure about the whole fuel. You know, the outside line burns quite a bit more. So, but I did not expect for Jerry to start coming towards me there in the last 5 laps. I was like, oh boy, I better pick up the pace a little bit.
Well, it definitely got close. He was picking you, closing in on you quite rapidly, but you managed to hold him off. And, man, like I said, 3 starts this season, 3 wins. Looking forward to seeing how next season goes for you.
Yeah, me too. The Xfinity cars are something I'm a little unfamiliar with, so we'll just see how it goes.
Well, congratulations, buddy. Great job tonight.
Thanks, Dad.
The Mark Nelson pulls off the win. Jerry Bergeron pulls off the championship, and they pack these cars away to unload the Xfinities next season. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and the YouTubes. While you're at it, check out that big fundraiser, the first fundraiser of the year for the MS Society. Don't forget to come back Sunday morning. We will have GT3 NSS at 11 Eastern, followed by Home Motorsports GT4 Series and BRR Cup Series Sunday night. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you Sunday morning. Have a great night, everybody.